Hey everybody, Anthony, 4x4 Diesel. This is a really important video on a couple of things. It's a safety thing, so you don't burn your car to the ground, and so that you don't blow a big main fuse in there that takes hours to change, quite difficult. You might want to know, do not short circuit anything in your 12 volt circuit across batteries and that sort of thing. If you've been watching the videos, this one, it's about the KAON battery bracket, fuse holder bracket. Okay, it doesn't hold your battery down. It probably could, but that's not the design. The design is there's a battery bracket there. It goes on top of that to mount your fuses on like this. But this is a prototype, and this is the final product. If you would like to grab one, you can go onto the KAON website and bada bing, kaon.com.au, quality products made in Australia. This is at my request actually, and the same as I requested a discount code for you guys. It's the same as the YouTube channel, 4x4 Diesel. Just punch that in on the KAON website for your discount. Now, what's the problem here? Well, you know, they had the original fuse holder bracket. It's quite wide, and obviously that would overlap the positive and negative terminals here, creating a short circuit or a risk of a short circuit. So we asked for a more slimline one. I gave some rough dimensions. This is what they came up with as a, I think, first prototype, and I've got a few of these if anybody around the northwest of Melbourne area of the Prado hospital. Probably got a couple of spares, you know what I mean? You could use them on the, you know, the positive, the cranking side where you haven't got those extra terminals. There's no issue there. But pick up only, I'm not sending those out. Or if you're buying an injector kit or something anytime soon, feel free. When I say soon, it's currently what, November 25, so anytime in the next 3 months. So November, December, January, call it a summer special, summer freebie with your injector kit. Not this one. This one's on the KAON website, the one without the cutouts. And you can see why. This one's got a bit of clearance. I've added a bit of rubber on there as well to be sure, plus another rubber little bump there to be sure. It's done tens of thousands of cases. It's a non-issue. This is all really well secured. It's not going anywhere. But of course, upgrading to the one with the cutout. So this is kind of for me, I'm sure they've tested it, but this is the confirmation that the product's good to go. And there's quite a bit of work actually just to change that battery bracket. So once you get things set up, you want to leave it alone. And I'm just going to give you a couple of precautions before we get started so you don't short circuit anything, create sparks, and maybe melt that fuse over there. Whenever you're working on your vehicle, like changing the alternator, remember to disconnect the negative battery so that you're not going to have any short circuit from that positive wire that is live, even when the engine's off, the one to the alternator. So, you know, it's a good idea to just sort of tape it up as well anyway, but always disconnect the battery for a job like that. And that would be wise for a job like this. One of the really good things we can do here is disconnect. So I'll give you the warning first. So you might just go, okay, you know, all I've got to do is unbolt 3 fuses, move this battery monitor. Let's talk about that for a minute. So you get these from AZ Scanners, and I've got a few of these because I've got a few cars and a few batteries. I haven't installed them all yet. Got a couple on the cars, and they are really good, really handy, and they're cheap. So I'm going to set you up a discount code on that one as well. So subscribe, turn the bell on. You don't want to miss that one. Be a small discount, you know what it might, 20% off, 10 bucks, whatever the case may be, but sit tight because it'll only run for about a week. So you don't want to miss it. When it gets announced, it'll probably be sometime in November 25. So stick around for that. Now the problem is when you go, okay, well, all I really need to do is unbolt the mounting bolts that hold these fuse holders, these, to the bracket. You go, okay, well, I'll just unbolt those and take this. This is just double-sided tape, so I'll just sort of, you know, pull that off, whatever. I'm not going to do it now. I'm going to do it while I've got 2 hands, you know, just a bit of pressure, and slowly it'll come up, get rid of the double-sided tape, and then put some fresh stuff on. The problem is, all right, you get, so think about it, right? You take that off, you just lift it up, lift up the fuses, unbolt your 10 mil here, and you just take that bracket off, put the replacement one on, and Bob's your uncle, right? Well, wrong, because let's just take a look in. Let's take a look at this one. Let's take a look in at all of them for that matter, right? So you can see what's going on in there. I'm not going to run you through the auto electrical. I've got a playlist there, okay? So can you see the problem? A lot of people can see the problem. They know what I'm about to say because they're all over the videos. They're all over their own self-improvement training, getting to learn whether it's about their own health, their vehicles, whatever it is in life to make things better. And that's what I'm trying to do, help you out here to save you a whole lot of hassle, because this is an awesome setup. But if you, not that you're going to be changing one, but you might have one of these and you might go, well, I'm going to add one or remove one, or just keep in mind, while this battery is connected and earthed, and probably while that one's connected as well, I'm not going to think about it too hard. Remember, the whole vehicle, steel body is earth. So, you know, this is earth here. That's why that earth strap there connects to the battery. And that's all you need to do, because this whole body of the vehicle, including those battery support rods, the nuts, this bracket, is now connected negative of the battery. So if that's the negative, this whole thing's the negative, just like this could be a problem being so close here, then it's a problem putting an Allen key through that hole there and touching the positive that goes direct to the battery unfused. So say you put your Allen key in there, throws all these sparks, and you go, oh, jump back. Next, you know, it's sitting there shorting out. It's sort of cooking it a bit because it's a direct short circuit of a battery, which could melt your fuse in there. Maybe not, but look, either way, you don't want sparks. Batteries can have dangerous explosive gases, can be dangerous. You don't want to be making sparks with batteries, particularly not near the battery, which is why with jump leads, we'll just throw it in this video, always connect the flat battery first, and then you go to the vehicle that's going to give power. If you're jump starting or something like that, always connect the flat battery first, because it's going to be the one putting off the dangerous gases. Right, so obviously what we've got to do here to avoid this situation, there's a couple of options. We can either just take these off and pull those back out of the way. And once we've done that, well, technically this one's probably live as well, because that comes from the SBI, and if that's connected, so even going to that one there. So by the looks of it, we're going to need to take all these off and get them all out of the way to be able to access the Allen keys. So that's your precaution. So what I think I'm going to do is just disconnect both batteries at the negative side, and then we're 100% safe, and just remove all of these one by one, and then the fuse holders. It's a bit of work involved actually for a small job, so I'll get on with it. I'll show you what it looks like afterwards, and I'll show you the clearance. But I hope you like the warnings. Hit the like button, save you some hassle. Maybe it helps you understand things a bit better now. If it did, maybe time to subscribe, turn the bell on. I'll get this swapped over and let's have a look at it. And don't forget, if you do go on the KAON website, that discount code 4x4diesel. So this is what it looks like removed. All right, so you've got your standard battery bracket there first. Only reason I've got a battery tray under it is because it was there, and because you need something to remount the aircon pipe onto. That's the only reason. See, little answers in videos, unplanned, but that's what it looks like. We'll just swap over the bracket. Quick little tip, see those little bits of rust on there? Bit of moisture gets in there when you wash the car, so I'll just put a little bit of MX4 on top of all those, and I'll put the washers on and put a little bit more, and just put the 8mm on them, and not over tighten them, but just nip them up, make sure they're tight. This is certainly not an installation video, but if you've got the nuts with the big washers, you've actually got to start them. Well, they might have changed it on this one, but you have to start the nut while the bracket's not all the way down. Does that make sense? They have to be up a little bit, but they've resized this a little bit, fits on really well. Sometimes you've got to stretch it out or in a little bit just to make it slide on, but this one went on perfectly. These, we've got a flat washer, a spring washer, and a nut. The other option would be a flat washer and a nylock. Would have been ideal, but that's what we got, and it's good enough. Bit of spray on there to help the corrosion and the rust a little bit. The tip is, these can be easy to break. So you have your terminals and your washers on top. So you have it between, you have a bottom washer, then the fuse, and hopefully it's all right. Like I said, some particular brands perhaps, I'm not sure, but I have broken them before. I don't use them too much, but I think if you tighten down on them and they twist, they'll break really easily. So you got to have all the gear up here so that it doesn't twist. We're not done yet, but getting there. And quite obviously, if that had clearance and it worked before, then it's fine now. You just, of course, want to be careful when you're putting your spanner on there, which once again, you should always have that negative disconnected first when you're working on the system to keep it safe. What I'll do, I'll get a strip of that KAON rubber that they supply on a lot of things and just super glue it along there anyway, because I'm using those other 3 fuse holders. If you're using those, probably even better again, because that'd block out what's left of the steel. And there's also a powder coating there that may protect it, but I'm not going to risk it for the biscuit. I'll just put that rubber on there because it's just a little bit of added help. much better than it was before. Let's just get that battery monitor on and wrap it up. So that's just in position now, a little bit more of that inox spray on there, just for a bit of corrosion protection. This one isn't taped down yet, a bit of double-sided tape, the Scotch, Bunnings job, Scotch Outdoor, the nice strong stuff. It was really hard to get it off actually, and it actually came open. I don't know if I've broken it or not, but it seems to be staying closed. So I'd say they're fairly watertight, but try and avoid pressure washing and try and keep the water away from them a little bit. I've had no trouble so far, and from what I looked at, it looks good. If it's mounted like this, would be the best way to have it mounted. But yeah, beautiful, bloody fantastic. You can put it anywhere you want, but I just set it up so that it's pretty much just sitting there, and the tape will just hold it nice and square once I get that. So this one's tight. We're just going to put the earth back on, connect the battery, and we're back in business. Before you do that, just think through everything. Make sure you've got all your connections connected again. No mistakes. Thanks for watching. Hope it helps. Don't forget the discount code for the bracket. Really good clearance there now. I'd add a little bit of rubber on there. I might even let KAON know. That's probably a good little addition if it's not too much trouble, or you can just DIY like what I'm going to do. It's perfectly strong like that. It doesn't matter that it hasn't got that fold there. It's it's just a fuse bracket. Can't even flex it. It's rock solid. You could probably use it as a battery bracket, but I'm not recommending. No, you can't really. You can't, to be quite honest, because it's too wide. So it's not a battery bracket. It's a fuse holder battery over your battery bracket. Copy. And yeah, discounts on these ones soon as well from AZ Scanners. Stay tuned.